Hi, welcome back to EducateTube.com. My name is Sipsky, your host. Today we'll be talking about taking a photo during a professional baseball game. This is a game that I went with my son. It's a Blue Jay versus LA Angels. It was a fabulous game. I was so disappointed in the first 3/4 of the game because Blue Jay was doing really bad. They were going 4-10, so the score was like 4-10, and then in the last 15-20 minutes they came back with winning 11-10. So I was like, wow, amazing. Blue Jays did a fabulous job. I mean, LA Angels did pretty good too. I mean, they started out really well, but I don't know what happened at the end. You know how the game goes. Sometimes, you never know at the end what can happen. Anyway, so I want to talk about what type of gear I brought with me. I was surprised a lot of people didn't bring the camera. They just brought the iPhone or their smartphone, like Samsung or HTC smartphone. They're able to take maybe family pictures, but in terms of taking the photo of the games, not so much. It's just this, when you're taking a wide angle lens, you get the whole stadium, but you don't get to see the individual player. So with this camera, the Sony a6500 and the Tamron SP manual lens, this is a 60 to 300 millimeter manual lens. I was able to zoom in. Yeah, and remember it because Sony a6500 is APS-C camera. I can crop down now, so the actual zoom lens equivalent would be 90 to 450 millimeter. Okay, I'm going to show you the photo at the end, and you can judge for yourself whether this is a good combination. But from my 100 photo that I have taken during that game, Blue Jays versus LA Angels, I can include that. If you're now, also you have to be sure you're sitting in the right place as well. I was sitting in the left field, the closest seat. I'll show you the picture right now. Have a look. See, I was number 103. As you can see, that is the red part, and that's where we sat. But anyway, so you need to get a good seating too, not just getting a good zoom lens, because unless you want to get the 600 millimeter zoom lens, right? But anyway, I was sitting there, and I conclude that if you're going to a baseball game and you're that far away, right? We were sitting pretty close, but still, we're talking about 120 meter to 140 meters away from the actual pitcher and the batter. So, it's pretty far away, right? So you need a proper zoom lens. So I would recommend, if you are going to purchase a zoom lens and you're going to be taking pictures of a baseball game, professional baseball game, I would recommend getting a 200 to 500 millimeter lens. Now I had for full frame, okay? Now you have APS-C camera, then just get the 60 to 90 millimeter. But if you have a 60 to 300 millimeter. If you're getting a full frame camera, and obviously, you want to get close to 500 millimeter on one end, right? So I would say 200 to 500 millimeter for full frame, whereas a APS-C camera, all you need is 60 to 300 millimeter, and that's fine. So that's what you want. That'd be awesome. Okay, I'll show you the picture right now, and you can judge for yourself whether it's worthwhile taking photos during the game. And I say definitely. I was surprised though, a lot of people, actually none of them, had a camera that is zoom lens. They had this automatic zoom lens. I don't know what type of camera they have. Some people were carrying that, and majority of them were have a smartphone, and they were just taking selfies of themselves, and of course they can't even see the player, which I thought was quite entertaining and fun to be able to zoom in to the player and get the facial expression, because this camera a6500 is an action camera. It can go 11 frames per second. I was able to capture, and I'll show you the picture too, 4 to 5 picture while the pitcher was pitching, so the ball was going boop 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 like that. It was just amazing. Now for the setting, so it's Sony a6500. The setting that I put is between for shutter speed, 1/2000th of a second to 1/4000th of a second. Okay, and then for the aperture, you want to get as low as possible. Now, not too low, because you don't want the you don't want the bokeh effect. You want to see everything. So I would say minimum f5.6 is fine too. Okay, between f4 to f5.6 is great. And ISO you should set to 100 to 200. So you want to be the lowest ISO as possible. Aperture between 4 to 5.6, and then the shutter speed you want to get as high as the highest speed as possible. So I would say if you can go for 1/4000th of a second. Now, assuming of course this is a sunny day, and then now a cloudy day, you have to adjust these settings. The ISO might have to go up a little bit more. Okay, so the lens I was using was Tamron SP manual lens. It's a 300 millimeter f4. Actually, it's f3.8. Okay, constant. And then because I'm using an APS-C camera, I end up the zoom cropped factor would have been 90 to 450. So I zoom all the way to 450 millimeter, and it was great. So have a look at the picture. 450, I think, is for filming or for photography, for baseball games, professional baseball game. 450 millimeter lens, I think, is probably the optimal, right? You can actually zoom. I was sitting, as you can see, in the left field, closest to the stage of the furthest field. Now, I've never been to a baseball game before in my life. This is the first time, and so I had to make sure that I got it, take the picture right for the first time, because I don't know if I will have the opportunity to get to see it again. So thank goodness I brought the a6500 and the Tamron zoom lens, the manual lens. Okay, so have a look at the picture right now and see what you think. So make a comment below and see if you are going to a baseball game or basketball game or whatever pro sport you're doing, and what kind of zoom lens are you going to bring, and what type of action camera are you going to bring. All right, but I would highly recommend it. Get a6500 and a proper zoom lens. Now, manual lens for me, I think, is the best. I don't know about auto focus lens, because because of its distance, you might misfocus some of these actions. So manual lens would be probably best, especially for baseball, because when during the batter and the pitcher, the batter is stationary, and the pitcher is also stationary until he throws it, right? And the batter, when he hits it, so he's still in that position. So a manual zoom lens is great. Now, I can't say that for basketball, because basketball and soccer, they're constantly moving, so maybe autofocus lens would be better. Autofocus zoom lens. Okay, but for baseball, I think manual lens, zoom lens is good. Okay, have a look at the picture right now and see what you think. Make a comment below. Thanks for watching EducateTube.com.